I'm going to go over how to take a quiz or a test in Joule. So I'll go ahead and click on this Joule orientation quiz. Once you come in here, you can see how many attempts you have allowed. For this particular test, we have 2 attempts allowed. You can also see if there's a time limit. This one we have 10 minutes. As a reminder, there is no way to pause the time on a timed test. So if you're taking a midterm, for example, and you have a 1-hour time limit, sit down when you have a full hour to complete that test. There is no way that you can pause the time once you start it. So since I'm ready to take this quiz, I'm going to go ahead and click Attempt Quiz Now. It's telling you that you have a time limit and you're limited to 2 attempts, and are you sure you want to start? I do, so I'm going to click Start Attempt. As I'm going through the questions, you'll notice that you can flag a question. If you flag a question, what that does is over here in the quiz navigation area, it makes a little red mark on it. So you can know as you're going through the test later on that you can come back to answer that particular question. You'll also notice that questions 1 through 4 have a bold box around them and 5 through 8 don't. That's because you're on page 1 with questions 1 through 4. If I jump over to question 6, for example, you'll see that question 6 came up and that questions 5 through 8 are the bold ones. You'll also notice I answered questions 1 and 2, so those are grayed out. If you flag a question and go back to the first page, so I'll click on question 3, it'll come down here to question 3, and you'll notice that that's just flagged. It's not colored in because I have not answered it yet. If you want to save what you've done thus far, you can click on Finish Attempt, and you'll see that any question that you've answered, it says Answer Saved. Any question that you haven't answered, it says Not Yet Answered. Again, with the time limit, there's no way to pause it. And as you can see, even as you're in this area, your time limit is still going. I want to go ahead and return to the attempt. And I'll go through here and answer these questions. Click on Next to go to the next page. Here's that flagged question. Since I've come back to answer it, I can leave the flag there or I can remove the flag. I'm going to go ahead and remove it. And I have purposely answered some of these questions incorrectly. So once I'm ready to submit it, I can hit Next or I can click Finish Attempt. They'll both bring you to this area. As you can see, I answered all the questions, so those answers are saved. I still have question number 1 flagged, but that's fine to keep. Since I'm ready to submit my work, I'm going to go down here and click Submit All and Finish. This is once you submit, you'll no longer be able to change your answers. I'm comfortable with that. I'm going to click Submit All and Finish. And you can see your overall grade right here. Depending on the instructor and how they have it set up, you might be able to see your answers and your responses as well. For this particular example, we just have it set up for you to see your score. So it depends on the instructor and the test and the course.